Okay. So, only thing that I really changed is I have Spark in my build now for a general wave clear. I'm still arc focused, but I've got Spark for wave clear. And I slapped on mobility gems on it as much as I could so that I just can keep moving. And anytime I see something strong, zap its ass with Spark. I took off Chain off Spark, and now my sheet DPS for it is about 110,000. I moved Inspiration off Mana Tempest to Arc, and the mana cost is about the same inside Mana Tempest. What's the highest map you've done so far? I haven't gotten any 16s yet. I'd like to get 16s, but I've got no 16s. Oh no. I'm out of energy drink. I'm die. Looks like I'll have to settle for some cream soda. I am going to actually go wake up Stoops to tell him to go to get his blood drawn, because it'll be bad if he forgets. I'll be right back. Okay, never mind, guys. Looks like he actually remembered on his own because he is not home. Very good. And I tried to search his mini fridge for an energy drink, but he's also out. Unfortunate. Doriani. Cuffs. Rise of the Phoenix. Dodre's tenure. Increased spell damage, reduced cast speed. It's not very good. I learned that I actually need wait, I have these already? I actually need more cast speed in general. Because I realized that Arcane Surge is more cast speed. And so it's multiplying the cast speed. Kurip to okay, so basically it's just spark, and then anytime I see a big enemy, just arc it. Spark until I have to arc. Ow. How much of my build did I adjust since the math session yesterday? The only thing that I changed was that I moved off chain completely and just switched it with arcane tempo. If I'm not gonna mob with arc, then I'll just use it for single target. And the single target damage is like still the main focus. At the end of the day, I'm still focused and built around single target. And T-Round, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Oi. What did I drop over here? Oh. What level are you at now? 90, but I haven't really tried leveling past this point. Can you join the guild? Yeah, let's see why not. I mean, this is a probably best of both worlds. We have AoE, we have clear, we have single target. Don't really need more than that. The survivability isn't the best, but make up for it in single target damage, I guess. What sockets am I using on Spark? If you gotta give this up from Antier, I'll make sure to say thank you. Keeping the channel going. Mobility, pierce, and acceleration. All my damage gems are on arc pretty much. These is because that's my whenever I deal with anything, whenever I'm fighting anything that Spark can't deal with, I just launch arc at it and that'll kill it. Birthright buckle. Interesting. Go. Maybe I should get a quad stash tab for this. Or just regularly give the lower maps to the guild. Oh yeah, I'll add you to guild right after this. Volatile crystals, armored, oh god, volatile crystals. Fuck your volatile crystals. I'm staying away from that. Random shit blowing up. Ah! Random shit blowing up. I don't appreciate that. What the fuck? Yeah, I could put some maps in the guild storage after this for people who need it. Gonna have maps hash. Yeah, I'm surprised too. That seems like a kind of a no-brainer one to add to the game. But according to the chat, apparently such a thing exists in the original PoE. So, hey, is this just a matter of time? What am I looking for?
Not yet.
Oh, this is a perma-delirium map.
A rare treasure. Die, scum! I can't do that yet.
Wait, where the hell are they? It's not even pointing me in the direction, meaning there's still a bunch left.
I need more time.
I'm at a point where replacing gear is going to take hundreds of eggs. Some slots are easier to replace than others. The weapons are really expensive now. Decent weapons are giga expensive. Like, you might have to resort to crafting. Higher paranoia guild. I just saw that you could upgrade upwards the distilled emotions from delirium. I didn't know you could do that, but I saw that you could trade 3 for 1.
Thank you. I'm carrying enough already.
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check. 14 to 22, 19 to 30 fire, 2 to projectile levels. I don't know if that's any decent.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think if we go to Essence and I grab, not Essence, Delirium, and I grab these. Three distilled ire, 1 distilled guilt. Yeah, see? You could upgrade them. Oh, I have a distilled fear. That's got to be worth a good amount. I want egg. I have fear. How much is a fear worth? 22 eggs. Monka. That's a lot of egg. Map pack size. Got any citadels yet? No! No, not yet. Only in my dreams. %48 increased rare monsters. Chat, I've seen that there are streamers that have like an extra inventory to the left. How do they have that? What is that from? Oh, that's a... Wait, what? That's a Titan thing? They just get more inventory? That's crazy. That sounds so useful, having more inventory space. Where the rare is that?
Die forgotten.
No, the fog. No. Oh, like a boss right now. Guess not. The good thing about Spark is that it travels off screen. So the issue of like enemies off screening you is less prevalent. Arc is hard to, has like a much lower range. This you just cast it and then you'll usually catch them before they can start shooting at you. It's very safe. And then as soon as you see a big enemy, you just arc them. Any boss and any big enemy, you arc. Otherwise, just spam Spark. I'm only using a 3-gem Spark. This is Pierce, Acceleration, and mobility. Mobility is important because if you don't have mobility, then there's this weird like delay while you're moving, which feels really uncomfortable. Like this is what it looks like without mobility. So fucking slow. But with mobility, you can clear your maps much faster. Of course, that also depends on you having enough damage from Archmage to cover the loss.
Not yet.
Wait, the boss was here. It's her.
Plain skin wet. Does my family disgust you? That is better than they look.
Nope. The Barrow Dweller Rogue Armor. 50% chance to avoid death from hits. That sounds funny. 77% increased spell damage. 76% increased cold damage. No one plays Cold Sork anymore, saddies. Maybe? What's your current level? 90. What's the build called? Lost Ark. Lol. You can use exclamation point PoE build, and I'll show you the YouTube video behind most of it. But yeah, make sure to read the pinned comment because I changed some stuff on it recently. Especially on PoE build. Do you think PoE 2 will last a long time? Yeah, of course. You just won't play it like all the time. I want to go back in Sanctum and farm damage and merchant relics so I can start working towards Temporalis. I don't think it should be that hard to get Temporalis, but I'll definitely need a few tries where I have good RNG. But this build especially should be pretty easy. Did you change your build for better map farming? I pretty much just added Spark to the build. And whenever I'm not fighting like a boss or a rare, I just use Spark. On rares, I use Arc. And my Arc is really fucking strong. Like really, really fucking strong. So against single target, I shred them. But this is just strong enough where I can shred packs without too much problem. Where the fuck is the thing? Oh, this build used to have a lot better visual clarity until Spark happened. I just have to kind of play around not being able to see jack shit. During the progression to mid-tier maps, what you think should be the priority on the build? Through your mid-tier maps, your priority should be getting enough mana return on kill. I think the highest priority in general for comfortable mapping is getting 2 or 3 gems that give 2% mana on kill. And then that will basically be your support loop for comfortable playing. I wasn't planning on it, but that's just because, like, I was really lazy. Do I have any delirium ones? If you're looking at PoE build, then make sure to read the pinned comment for the recent changes. No, still no Citadel in sight. Mostly just depression at this point. Limestone hideout. Neat. Shouldn't waste a good one on that. Feeling weak with level 19 arc at 6k DPS. Well, if you have chain on your arc, take that off and it should help. Nugi helped me realize the order of operations a lot better and realize that chain is always a damage loss on single target. I thought more damage canceled out less damage, but it doesn't work that way at all. They're their own separate multipliers no matter what. Fucking PoE math. If your arc is only 6k DPS at level 19, then it might be a case where you need to think about like actually upgrading your gear and your weapons. You do be enjoying PoE too? I just got on it. Midnight Braid is not very good because if you are taking damage, it's not going to be attrition damage that kills you. It's going to be burst damage. And recoup is not very strong in PoE 2 compared to PoE 1. It's 8 seconds to recoup instead of 4. And so I don't think it's really worth giving up the raw stats of belt just for that. Oh, yeah. I mean, if I'm not playing Lost Ark, I'm currently playing this. No, recoup is over 8 seconds, unfortunately. I tried Midnight Braid, and that was a problem that I ran into. Mana on kill is... Well, you can't get mana on kill on your belt, I don't think. The belt stats... I'm pretty partial towards increased flask recovery. I use instant flasks. And so rate is not very good on it. Just resistances, I think, are solid. You can't really go wrong with that. Dextral. Hammer. Yeah, the biggest problem with using Midnight Braid is you're already using Kitokos. And using both Midnight Braid and Kitokos means you're really going to be struggling on resistances. Why are you so thin and why is there so little mana? Because this is a more damage-oriented build. Those builds that have insane mana amounts, or sorry, energy shield amounts, they're a lot weaker because they have to use Everlasting Gaze. That's really the main reason why. Spell levels scale extremely hard in PoE 2. Like, extremely fucking hard. So stacking spell levels is the way to do the most amount of damage. It is true, though, that those builds are infinitely better for, like, hardcore, where you want to survive. But since I'm playing softcore, I don't care too much about survivability. I'd rather just do damage and kill the thing faster. But yeah, that's the main problem with those builds. It's the lack of damage. Well, for me. It's 1 HP, no energy shield, and 13k mana plus chaos immunity. Where are you getting 13k mana from? You should see the Vine Arrow build. I have seen the Vine Arrow build, but the Vine Arrow build is kind of busted in the sense that it seems imbalanced because its base damage is just way higher than every other skill in the game by a long shot, and like it's not even close. So that build will probably get nerfed realistically. I'm pretty safe feeling that I don't think my build would get nerfed. All HP to energy shield and all energy shield. Oh, how do you convert your HP to energy shield over Sky? I actually didn't know that there was something that could do that. Right node on no tree. Let me see. Top right, top right. Well, not EB. I'm asking how you convert your life into mana. Apparently there's something up here that can do that. Oh, it's a unique chest piece that does that. That doesn't work. Keystone right there. I already use EB though. Hey, EB doesn't convert your HP. EB just converts your energy shield. Conversion happens simultaneously. Anything that's converted to ES will not be. Oh, you're talking about CI, Chaos Inoculation. But that just gives you immunity to Chaos, which is good, but... Yeah, 1 HP is CI. It's called Ghost Writhe Tattered Robe, and it takes half your HP and converts it into energy shield. Ghost Writhe Tattered Robe. Let me look that up. Haven't heard of it. Ghost Writhe Tattered Robe. %50 of maximum life converted to energy shield. But does that convert into mana afterwards? No? Oh. Saddies. Which one should I buy in the pack? You can just buy the smallest pack. Everything in it's all vanity. Oh. Hey! My game crashed. No, it didn't crash. It just lag spiked very badly. At Series Sustain is not conversion, it's a gain 30% of life as ES. Gain 29% of maximum life as extra maximum energy shield. Oh yeah, I did try that. Does that give you energy shield through EB? Yeah, it's pretty sick. Are you using weapon swap? Yeah. Only 18s. Whatever. Let me
Привет,
see.
друзья!
Let me see. Okay, question. So this build, I see that a lot of it is based off of scaling energy shield on the passive tree. Does that scaled up energy shield count for Eldritch Battery, or does Eldritch Battery only convert the base MP? Only base? Saddies. Is he using Arc or Spark? Both. I feel like EV kind of blows in this game. A little bit, but at the same time, what can you do if you want to scale your mana for Archmage really hard? This is wave clear. This is single target.
Die, scum.
Bro, I just never can tell when things are gonna blow up or not. That's the only thing. I think that's like one of the only things I don't like about this game is like, if things are gonna blow up, when is it going to happen? If I get close to it, will things start blowing up? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I just saw Rise die earlier. Ah! Things are blowing up. It just seems so antithetical to wait there on the side. I'm thinking about, I kind of want to get a belt that has a second charm slot for freeze. I don't think those are too expensive at a base, as far as I could tell, anyways. But I think that second charm slot would actually like prevent a lot of accidents from happening.
Will of the Marite.
Just don't look at the market. It's a tragedy. Is everything hilariously expensive? 3 is still out of reach. I just need 2. I don't think I need a third one. 3 would be cool, but 2 is like enough, I think. That way I could do 1 charm for stun and 1 for freeze. It's impossible to buy a 10 to 12 Kitokos? Really?
I must travel light.
It's that bad right now? What are my supports on Spark? Mobility, Pierce, and Acceleration. You're doing Spark for clear and arc for bossing? Yep. Do you try to buy the cheapest one? Or scroll down a little bit? You got for 6 to 7 exes now? Did you know that level 80 and 81 drop almost no waste stones? What, specifically those levels? Really? That's kind of weird. Oh, I see. As in the map levels. I see what you're getting at now. Wait, what? This thing's alive? Oh, no, it's not.
Not yet. Behold the dawn.
Are these maps too big? That's kind of a common complaint of a lot of people, that the maps are too big. Your one doesn't have that much extra damage on it. Where's that extra raw DPS coming from? Spell levels. Just spell level scaling. 29 is a very, very important breakpoint for Arc to do the highest damage it can.
Speak.
Why 29? It gets an extra chain at 29, but just in general, the spell levels for Arc are very exponential. It's an exponential curve for spell levels and mana cost. So every spell level out, like after the previous one, especially in the 20s, scales really, really, really high. Like if I take off my wand, you'll see that my spark damage goes from 108,000 to a half that amount. There's not a lot of damage stats on the wand. It's just spell levels are just that powerful. Even my focus, which has like very little damage on it, it's got 2 spell levels on it. Watch what happens if I take the focus off. I lose 30% of my damage just because of those spell levels. 12% more each level. It's even more than that. It's just like the higher you go up, the more it goes. Guess I'll go this way. I think only rangers or whoever uses bows are capable of getting to spell levels that high. Because they use Widow Hail or Window Hail or whatever the fuck it's called to scale the projectiles on their offhand. Like they'll have like an offhand with like +2 projectiles, and then they'll have like a Widow Hail with like triple bonuses on the quiver, and then it'll give like fucking just a shit ton of spell levels. I don't think any other weapon is actually capable of scaling spell levels that high, except for the people who use bows. I saw that there's a unique helmet that gives you a skill level 2, and I thought about using that. It can go more than that. You can corrupt it over 300% for that bow. Or 300% quiver scaling.
A rare treasure. Not yet.
I'd like to get my hands on a Temporalis though, because I think there's a lot of crazy shit you can do with that. With 4 seconds reduced on cooldown. I think I might just grind it for a little bit. I don't think it should be that hard to do a hitless Sekima with this build. Just needs a little bit of practice. But I need to do relic farming first. Have you thought about going Chronomancer too? I don't think it's wise, just because like the thing about Stormweaver is it has very relevant, like no matter what you do with Stormweaver, it has extremely relevant ascendancies for scaling damage. Like all the stuff that you could do with Stormweaver are lean heavily into scaling damage. Perma Arcane Surge and scaling Arcane Surge, double exposure and increasing, double shock and increasing exposure. It's really crazy how much stuff Stormweaver has for just straight up multiplying damage. Is Spark better than Arc? Not for single target. For clear, yes, absolutely. For single target, no. So I have both. I have a Spark that's just strong enough to clear pretty easily maps. And then I have Arc for anything that's strong enough to not die instantly. It's good to just carry both, honestly. Best of both worlds. Oh, you know, I'm still running Blasphemy. Especially because I took Lightning Pen off my skill. I definitely need to run Conductivity. But I'm too lazy to cast it myself, so I just keep it on Blasphemy. Yeah, I mean, Lightning Sork in general is fucking doomed without the gloves. Because the gloves is your survivability. Otherwise, Lightning Sork is... I mean, you don't need to have the gloves if you're playing Lightning Sork and you're playing like Everlasting Gaze or something like that. Like if you play an Everlasting Gaze like shield build, then like I'm pretty sure you can live without the gloves. If you're going for more like glass cannon damage, then yeah, you need the gloves for sure. Like if you play this build, the gloves are mandatory. Otherwise, you'll just die to something. Oh wait, map's complete. Oh yeah, if you're in solo self-found, good fucking luck. I think your only odds of getting the gloves are just pure dumb luck, or maybe finding the unique map with the merchant on it. I actually got a pair of Kotokos that way. Any Citadel luck today? No, still haven't found a single one. Are the gloves that important? The gloves allow you to electrocute enemies without nerfing your damage. And gloves as a slot is not that important, and so you could easily sack it. But being able to electrocute is very important because electrocute as a hard CC is probably the most busted hard CC in the game. Freeze lasts for 4 seconds, but electrocute lasts for 5 seconds, where the enemy is just in pure paralysis. Without that, you don't have a hard CC on Lightning unless you incorporate freeze into your build somehow. And having a hard CC is important because you're very fragile. Unless you play Everlasting Gaze build, in which you sacrifice quite a bit of damage, but at least you have a lot of survivability. I have my resistances mostly capped. It's outside of chaos, but like, it's still so dangerous.
yet.
Ah! I looked away for a second and there were a bunch of snakes shooting at me. Nearly died.
Stand, take you.
Where is it? Looking globules. Mist Whisper. Looks kind of cool, I guess. Sure. Yeah, that's the important thing about sparks on mobbing is that it goes past your screen. Arc can't do that. Arc's range is limited to the edge of your screen, but Spark goes beyond your screen. That's important because when you're going down, the enemy aggro range is further than the limits of your screen. So doing this, you get to preemptively hit enemies and electrocute them before they can attack you. That's really the most important thing about Spark for safe mobbing. Just buy a bigger screen. Oh, I can't stream with a bigger screen or else it looks silly. But even if you get a bigger screen, well, actually, maybe a 4K screen can actually see more, like downwards and upwards.
Victory is mine.
How do you get these maps to get good return on the points you get? How do you juice these maps? Oh, well, the thing is, regals are like kind of worthless right now. So like, if you want a regal and you give them 1 exalt, you can get 7, and that's good to juice 7 maps. And I'm sure you'll get an exalt back in those 7 maps. Just add both blue modifiers, slap a regal on it, and odds are you're probably gonna get a return and sustain.
Yes.
Omen of Dextral Alchemy. That's probably not worth much. One second. I got a nosebleed. Fuck. It's so dry here that I get nosebleeds that last for like a few seconds. Like within like 20 seconds, the nosebleed is gone every time. Cold winter air. I should get a humidifier in here. Yeah, either that or my brain is leaking out of my nose. I'm not sure. Still deciding. Okay. all gone. I'm afraid you've got Ligma. Fucking Dr. MD. No, we don't have any floor heating. It's actually a lot more convenient for this map because Arc struggles on this map. Or Arc historically struggles on this map to not getting caught on like random wooden fences and shit. So Spark does a much better job in here of hitting around corners without having to aim it. The problem with Arc is if it doesn't latch onto an enemy, it just outright 100% misses. So you gotta use it on things that you know you need to kill. Oh, shit. What was on the ground? Oh, I guess it was just random shit on the ground. I couldn't tell. Ah!
I had hope for better.
My XP. I saw Ryze's death and I thought it was the biggest bullshit ever because he died to volatile crystals. And the thing with volatile crystals is you can even see they're on the ground before you die to them. He lost his hardcore character earlier today. Just instant death, 100 to 0, minus 5,500 HP to volatile. Literally, by the time they start glowing purple, he's already dead. To be fair, he did roll into it. I think by the time he rolled into it, though, you couldn't really see it that well. Like, it was a really faded purple before he rolled. And then as he rolled in, you could see them glowing, and it's like, oh, fuck, it's too late at that point. Does CI just completely negate the damage of that altogether? Like 0 damage? Yeah, that sounds pleasant. Problem is, without having any energy shield at all, it's too risky to go CI. New build. Same build, just throwing on a 3-link spark for clear. Yeah, I have like 6k HP. I have like 5k HP. Less than 6k, actually. I'm pretty much just reliant on dodging. I hate this like wishy-washy standing on the side, seeing if things will actually like blow up or not. I think this map is just really weird because, like, it feels like these shouldn't block line of sight, and they don't, but, like, they feel like such hard barriers. The edge of these, like, wooden pathways. And that just makes it so awkward. Yeah, I don't use CI because like it's so easy to just annihilate your own mana when you're like full bursting. And if you don't have like energy shield as a buffer, it's kind of question marks. And you can have energy shield. You absolutely can. You can just put on everlasting gaze and then you've got plenty of survivability. But then you lose a lot of damage. Of course, then it's like, well, you know, what's the point of damage if you're dead? And that's a very valid point. That's why I would never play this build that I'm playing in hardcore. Only softcore. If this was hardcore, I would 100% be using everlasting gaze. No contest. But I feel like just because it is softcore, you can get away with like playing more glass cannon-y stuff.
Victory is mine.
Like, what's the worst that can happen? You die? Oh, that's not really that big of a deal. They should add a support gen that lets Arc pick up gold. What? Magnetic Arc picks up items along a pathway. What item filter are you using? Never sinks. Damage blocked is recouped as mana. Do I have any other 15s that I chucked in here? I do. Oh, there's some all the way back here. I do want to update my build a little bit more just so I can get more chaos res. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but I think it will. I mean, I can get up to 24% more chaos. The easiest way for me to do that, I think, is to grab it on like belt and boots. I crafted this chest piece, which unfortunately has a lot of dead lines on it, but was enough to get my lightning res to 75. So at least I've capped out lightning res. I think the easiest way to cap out chaos res from where I'm at right now, the absolute easiest way is an Against the Darkness jewel. Against the Darkness with 3% chaos res. Dude, I fucked up so bad, chat. There was an Against the Darkness jewel for 150 exalts that I should have bought. I screwed up so bad by not buying it. It was 150 exalts and it gave 3% chaos res per small node in range. And 4% extra damage as chaos for notables in range. And like, God, I wish I bought it. It was so good. It was such a good jewel. Such regret. It actually sat there for like an hour or two before someone bought it. I just hesitated and didn't buy it. Corrupted Jewel can get Chaos Res on Implicit up to 7%. On Implicit? Per node? What? How many Exalted Ores do you have, big man? Not that much at the moment. I have 102 right now. Which I don't even think would get me a new focus, to be honest. I know, but the problem is my current rings are very, very good as is. Well, this one has cold damage. I'd actually like to replace that, but it has lots of cast speed, and cast speed is so important to this build. You need a lot of base cast speed because Arcane Surge scales the cast speed. At first, until recently, I thought the Arcane Surge's cast speed was just increased cast speed, but it's more cast speed. So it's a scaler. So you need a lot of base cast speed to scale it up. Like, I've got my Spark at 0.32 seconds cast per cast. It's pretty good. And my Arc's at 0.45. You have 100x? I know. It's just, in today's economy, 100x, you'll be lucky to get a loaf of bread with that much. Dude, does PoE 1's economy also get this fucked in such a short period of time? Like, the economy's inflation in this game is insane. It feels like if you don't play at the start of the league, it's like, how the fuck do you afford anything? Like, it feels like you have such a ridiculous advantage if you get into maps early on and buy all the good shit early on before everyone else gets up there. Well, divines are giga inflating. What are divines at? They gotta be at least 10 right now, right? Oh my god, what the fuck? 21? It was at like... Bro, it was at like 9 yesterday. What happened? Like, legit, yesterday I saw it at 8.8. Yeah, there's no way it should have gone this bad in one day. What are divines used for? They re-roll all the values on your item. That's actually insane. I have 1 divine. That's good for 20 exalts. I feel like a really easy way to make exalts right now, like unironically, is just doing delirium. Just do a fuck ton of delirium and then like swap the materials up. Like, I didn't even know that you could do this until yesterday. Yeah, and then like the later emotions are worth a lot. Like, 1 distilled fear is like 20 exalts on the currency exchange. It's a little slow to do this, though. You can use a full stack. Can I? Oh. Wait, can I put more than 1 in here? Oh. Oh. Ah. You smart. Control left click. Distilled ire. Control. Why is my control click not working? Huh? Control click. For some reason, I can't control click it out, which is weird. Yeah, I can't even control click them in, which is also weird. Oh, yeah, I must have put them in the map thing up here or something. Wait, maybe? Oh, maybe not. Probably just bug. What can you do? But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. And then if you go to the currency exchange,
Hello.
currency exchange, let's say I've got a bunch of distilled envies. I mean, they're worth at least 1 exalt each. Then you go higher than that, it's worth a lot more. A distilled fear, 22 exalts. Not bad profits for doing delirium if you're just like naturally mapping anyways. Yeah, if I see anything that's like a rare name, I just fucking zap it with Arc. I'm just running around with Spark otherwise. I kind of wish I could have Blink in my loadout without having to weapon swap. This is a little dangerous to Blink like haphazardly. Wait. Isn't it Delirium map?
Not yet.
Oh no, never mind. No, it's not. The next one is. Yeah, mobility on Spark is great. It feels so sluggish to use without mobility on it. It takes the damage a little bit, but... Ow. Okay, you know what? I'm putting on a Freeze Charm. Fuck this. I had Chaos Damage Charm on, but... Fuck it. But Blink with your Spark Hand, you need more damage with your Arc Hand. But Blink with your Spark Hand. Oh, I see what you're getting at.
Victory is mine.
The problem is I'm just teetering on the spot where Spark can actually reliably kill things. But maybe you're right. Let me try that. You gotta get Togos for 5? Damn, nice.
I need more time.
Okay. Yeah, how much damage do I lose doing that? There we go. I don't have very good offhand weapons. What can I say? Your spark isn't 5-link? No, it is a 3-link spark. I'm not like a spark main build. I just use it for clear. My DPS gems are all on arc for single target. How's the leveling for Sorg? It's comfy. Sorg is a pretty easy leveling time. You know, it's like dirt cheap to get 4 supports with corruption, right? Well, what am I going to put in the 4th support? Yeah, I guess Lightning Pen could be good on it. I'm not currently using Lightning Pen on anything. Lightning Pen's not bad, because you hit stuff from so far away that the curse can't reach it anyways. That's a pretty good idea. Is your build somewhere? Exclamation point PoE build. And then make sure to read the pinned comment. I got Pierce on it already. I have Pierce, mobility, and acceleration. I mean, I need oh, I guess you could manual cast conductivity. It's not that big of a deal to manual cast it. That's definitely an option, what you just said. Are you using a spark and an arc skill tree? Nope. I could. Probably a good idea because some of the arc stuff doesn't apply to spark and vice versa. The problem is I don't have a weapon swap, or I don't have a good weapon swap. My offhand weapon looks like that, which is literally just for blink speed. Yeah, that's the issue. It's like I would need a second weapon, and I don't have one. And right now, getting a second weapon is pretty pricey. Like, I could afford it, but I would much rather get a new focus. Or fix my chaos res. Or boost my mana further. Well, that's pretty good on mana. I need mana on boots. And, God, I would love a better chest piece. I could also probably go for a better amulet at this point, too. One that has more mana on it. But you're rich. 100 exalts is not rich. I mean, I could trade up to get to probably 200 exalts, and then I could probably afford one thing, or one good thing. Do you really need conductivity? It's just nice to have, especially for enemies that get in your face. Because otherwise, I don't really have a passive way to reduce res unless I slot Lightning Pen in. But yeah, I mean, it's quite good for bossing. Wow, the search is just never ending, I gotta say. Really crazy. How? As you go higher and higher, there's like 2 breakpoints at which your res will drop permanently. Have you tried electrocute support for mapping? The problem is electrocute support reduces the skill's damage by 40%. Too painful. Oh yeah, sure. It's this one. Do I have any more delirium tablets? Just breach ones? Rituals? How about a breach tablet? The resistance are at the lowest. It'll be due to tier scaling. Is that correct? Seems to be that way. Great question. No idea. Have you done the Delirium boss? I don't know how to do the Delirium boss. How do you even do that? Like, how do you even get access to it? I actually don't know how to get access to any of the bosses. Oh, 300 splinters? Oh, I have not done that yet. I'd like to, though. Oh man, the ground looks kind of sus. I don't think you can weapon swap one hand at a time. I think if you're weapon swapping, it's got to be both hands. Set 1, set 2. Bro, I'm staying away from that ground. If you're gonna blow up, do it now. Before I get close, you bastard. Spark for wave clear, arc for single target. No reason why you can't bring both. Just use both. Do you have mana leech somehow? There is no mana leech in the game, but there's mana on kill, which is basically what sustains your mapping through Archmage. It's actually very important to get a couple of mana on kill things, and its percentage is ideal because flat doesn't work very well when you have so much mana to begin with. What the fuck? Did you already do your 4th ascendancy? Uh-huh. I'm actually working on a hit list for Temporalis. But I need to do relic farming for that, unfortunately. And that's going to take a little while. Which ones did you take? Just increase exposure because we don't have crit chance anyway, so there's not really anything we can do with that. With Elemental Storm. I want to do an Elemental Storm build, but you really have to all in on crit chance in order to make that work. Spark is just mobility, piercing, and thingy. What's it called? I don't think it's called thingy. Pierce. Acceleration.
Victory is mine.
What the fuck is all that fire? Why does fire look like that though? God damn. Is there anything in here? No, just depression. I already reacted to it. I don't know when I did that though.
Yes.
Reach tab. Are you planning on using Mahuol? What the fuck is that? The shield I can get 28% max mana. That sounds very good. I don't know if that would outweigh the value of 2 spell levels though. It's just standard. I'm too new at the game to consider hardcore. I'd like to play hardcore though, once I feel like I know the game a bit more. I'm still fucking learning damage calcs. Much to learn before I even consider. Have you met any of the door bosses yet? I'm trying to fucking find them. It feels impossible to find them. I don't think they'll be very hard to kill at this lower difficulty. I think they would have to scale up a couple points before they're actually difficult. The problem is finding them feels impossible. No matter how far I go in any direction, it's just like nowhere to be found. I really wish that they would just peek up from the clouds. Yeah, I haven't found any of them yet. Is that not insane or what? I keep trying. It's not like I'm not trying. I'm going out in like every direction. I just can't find it. I might just be that unlucky. I don't fucking know.
There is power in this item. I can feel it.
Contains a breach. Donde?
Not yet.
I would think that they're not in a mountain because, like, doesn't it need a decent amount of flat space to generate? Or I would have thought that. I don't know. What do I know? I haven't found even one yet.
You there, local, hungry.
I actually really like the excavation content, like when you actually turn in the reward when you see something good. I like the little UI that they do that lets you like craft it on the spot. Shit's kind of cool.
A rare treasure.
Is Spark better over Arc? Spark for wave clear, Arc for boss damage. Or single target damage. Take both. If you can. If it's affordable. Spark doesn't need a lot in order to work though. Like I'm literally just using a 3-link. Arc on the other hand for bossing, you'll want to link that as much as you can. I don't have anything useful to buy. You should just use PoE trade to find something that's good for you. Where the fuck is the breach? How much duration do I have? Projectile duration, 2 seconds. Not very long. There are 2 wheels on the top right for duration, 1 for speed, 6 points very worth, then put increased duration instead of pierce, then you will cruise. 2 wheels on the top right, 1 for duration, 1 for speed. That's a speed one. Oh, that's reduced. This is increased. Chance for extra projectiles. Which 4th ascendant point you consider taking? There's like not really anything you can take if you're playing like non-defensively. Exposure is good for when you're bossing. It's not really useful for mobbing. Same thing with Strike Twice. Not super useful while mobbing. Well, kind of useful, actually. Can't really do anything with this unless you have crit chance. Three for duration right next to it. 3 for duration right next to it. 3 for duration right next to it. Bro, I'm blind as a fucking bat. Duration. Increased skill effect duration. Oh. Oh yeah, that could be pretty good. Then I could just set up an offhand build and just grab all this shit and this. But of course that relies on me to actually get a second weapon. Wait, I have a second weapon. I just realized I have one. It's in selling right now. It's not very good, but it's also not bad. It's good enough. That just means I need a focus. And then I can move this focus into the offhand. And then I can do it. Omega Thonk. She belongs. You can wear a life sprig for your second weapon since it's just for clear. What's a life sprig do? +1 to level of all spell skills, 17 mana, increased cast speed. Oh, I feel like it's too much damage loss though. To do that. It's okay, my backup wand is actually pretty good.
Go.
This is my backup wand right here. I think that'll do for a spark wand. It should be good enough. I'm sure. No cast speed is slightly annoying. I guess a Temporalis practice. Haven't started on it yet. Currently just kind of mapping for the sake of mapping.
Yes.
And then looking to improve my items a little bit. And then maybe from there. Well, I guess at the moment the goal is make a stronger spark swap setup. It shouldn't be terribly difficult. You sold your Exalt? Yeah, I just wanted Doriani to have it. I thought that Doriani would just like really like that.
Of course.
Sorry, Doriani, I'm taking that back. Yeah, a rapport gift.
In a gambling.
Yeah, just rapport them up.
Here for a deal.
Did I miss the lower level map dump to Guildbank? Well, what maps do you need? I can chuck some in there now because this tab's getting kind of full. Fives would be sick. I could use some 4 or 5s as well. Okay. I'll put some 4s in there too. Okay. Just take a few, guys. Open access 2 should have them. Yeah, from the sounds of it, it sounds like it was way easier to sustain maps in PoE 1 compared to PoE 2. Was Chaos damage element the best? I would imagine so, because that original Sin Ring is giga expensive. That converts all your damage to Chaos. No, I feel you guys though. At the lower level map tiers, I also really struggled on map sustain as well. I just kept not dropping the shit that I wanted to drop. It was very annoying. And then I would have to go back to like tier 1, tier 2 maps. At 15, it's no problems to sustain, but it takes a while to get there. With the Atlas fully filled out. But you pretty much have to make sure to modify your maps all the time. You can't just play on base maps. You have to like be willing to regal the maps and shit, because regals are really cheap. Oh, I hate this boss. You just can't kill him before he does all his dumb phasing shit. And he has DR while running away.
No mana.
Like, he just DR'd. I can't even do anything to him.
Enough of this. I can't do that yet.
Die! Oh, why do you have to do this whole thing every time? It's so boring. Oh, now I've stunned him and I have to wait longer for him to get there. You fucking bastard. Fucking run! Ah! God damn it. This bastard! How's your mana regenerating so fast? The more mana you have, the more mana the faster your mana regenerates.
I can feel it.
Watching me since I quit low like months. Glad to see you enjoying PoE too. Are you playing it as well? I still play Lost Ark, but now I juggle it with Path of Exile. Until I get bored with Path of Exile, then I'll juggle it with Dofus.
I can't do that yet.
Yeah, bored of PoE. Eventually, everyone gets bored of PoE eventually, and then you get unbored of it later. On like the next league. Isn't that the whole cycle?
Not yet.
You gonna blow up or what? Make up your mind. Belly of the beast. The belly. Belly. Life recovery from flask is instant? Damn, so you just get the fattest fucking life flask and then use this?
Time is of the essence.
$190. Anything with pack size? Anything with rarity? Yes, rarity. Very good. Is using arc or ball of lightning for Stormweaver make a huge difference? Ball lightning is for cast on shock builds. It builds up shock extremely fast since it has an innate multiplier for shock. Spark is for like wave clear on its own. And arc is for single target damage and like light mob packs, like small mob packs. They all pretty much have their niches. I'll probably change what I'm running on Spark per Gabibo's suggestions. But at the moment, I'm just running acceleration, pierce, and mobility. To me, the most important thing on this is mobility, because otherwise it's kind of a pain in the ass. I guess I could do this now. Saddies. I didn't see that they were down there. Beaded circlet. Yeah, so like that was like a good example of like why I use each of what. I was just spamming Spark, and every time I saw a yellow mob, I would switch to Arc to kill it quickly before it could do anything dangerous. And because my cast speed is so low, the time between casting Arc and the time between casting Spark is extremely low. Like that's literally me alternating between the two skills. There's almost no delay between them when your cast speed is this low. It's actually pretty important to stack cast speed when you're playing Stormweaver, just because you get so much more of it. as a Stormweaver due to Arcane Surge scaling. I don't know if any other class gets Arcane Surge scaling like Stormweaver does. But you just can scale like fucking infinite cast speed. You want this? If not, I'm gonna trash it. Nah, I don't need it. Thank you for asking, though. I think if I use that, I would literally die. I think. I think I would murder myself at light speed. Is your arc 4-link or 5-link? My arc is 6-link. My spark is 3-link. Did I get a 6-link? I used PJs for it, but I bought a PJs when it was 36 exalts, and I think it's a lot more expensive now. It's 90? Holy. That is nasty. Does it explode? Are you gonna explode? I don't know. Maybe you'll explode, maybe you won't. You've had a PJs? Dude, I can't believe PJs are that expensive. That's crazy. I guess they're only going to keep getting more and more expensive over time, too. Yeah, if you want easy map sustain, you need maps with multiple suffixes. Suffixes is what greatly increases the drop rate of maps or waystones. So when you regal it, if you get prefixes, it's kind of whatever. But if you get suffixes, that's basically free waystones. Arc is for that.
I must travel light.
Frick! It's all this random crap I've got. What's the perfect stats for wands in your opinion? The perfect stats for wands for this build would be spell damage, lightning damage, max mana, all spell levels, cast speed. And then I guess intelligence for more mana. Extra elemental damage, I don't think is actually that good, even lightning, because I'm fairly certain, but this is a newbie's take because again, I am a newbie. I think that's additive with Archmage, and so it's not actually that powerful.